Look, it's a good matchup for Ryan. I think Ryan has the skills, the power, the speed to actually go and become champion. But there's a few things that I see that might not be in his favor.
I can't really answer that other than the fact that most fighters, when they're calm, they fight better. But I can't speak for him because he plays so many mind games where he's actually making people think that he's crazy, but he's not.
Ryan Garcia versus Mario Barrios is more than just another championship fight. It's a collision of timing, identity, and redemption. For Garcia, this bout represents a return to proving he belongs at the elite level of the sport. For Barrios, it's about defending not only his title, but his credibility as a true welterweight champion. The stakes are enormous, and every voice around the fight, trainers, analysts, promoters, and fighters, seems to agree on one thing. This is a defining moment for both men. From a stylistic standpoint, many insiders believe the matchup favors Garcia. His speed is electric, his reflexes razor sharp, and his left hook remains one of the most dangerous punches in boxing today. Supporters argue that if Garcia fights at his full potential, he has all the tools needed to capture the championship. Barrios, however, brings something different: grit, durability, and the kind of relentless pressure that forces opponents into uncomfortable territory. He isn't flashy, but he's battle-tested, and that experience cannot be overlooked. A major talking point heading into the fight has been Garcia's training situation. His journey through multiple trainers before reuniting with his father raised eyebrows across the boxing world. Some saw it as instability, others as a young fighter searching for the right guidance. Critics questioned whether Garcia truly allowed those trainers to take control, or whether he maintained too much authority in his own camp. That debate feeds into a deeper concern raised by analysts. When a fighter gains too much comfort and control, growth can stagnate. Boxing, after all, thrives on discipline, discomfort, and constant evolution. Oscar De La Hoya's role in Garcia's preparation has focused heavily on the mental side of battle. He emphasized conserving energy, and not just physically, but emotionally. Big fights can drain a fighter before the opening bell even rings. The pressure, the media, the expectations, all of it accumulates. De La Hoya, having lived that life himself, warned Garcia to remain calm, focused, and composed until the moment arrives to unleash everything in the ring. His belief in Garcia is unwavering, even predicting a knockout victory, though without committing to a specific round. For Garcia, the motivation runs deeper than titles or predictions. He frames this fight through the lens of family sacrifice. From childhood tournaments funded by his parents' hard work to the emotional support that carried him through setbacks, Garcia sees this moment as repayment. He often speaks about his mother's strength and his family's loyalty, describing the fight as something they all prepared for together. That emotional grounding could either fuel him to greatness or weigh heavily under pressure. When the two fighters faced off, Garcia made it clear he handpicked this challenge. He sees Barrios as the perfect measuring stick, a champion who never backs down, never fades in late rounds, and always fights until the final bell. Garcia believes beating a fighter with that level of consistency will silence doubts surrounding his own resilience. He isn't chasing the man personally. He's chasing the belt, the symbol of championship legitimacy. An intriguing subplot surrounds Garcia's former trainer now working with Barrios. Rather than viewing it as a disadvantage, Garcia welcomed it. He believes familiarity with the camp's strategies gives him inside knowledge. His father, however, saw the move as a personal betrayal, adding emotional tension to an already heated matchup.
Barrios or Ryan Garcia?
I don't know. Ryan kind of turned me off with that Rolly fight.
Didn't you say something about where he was training? Because I mentioned it too, that he would look like he was training in his house.
Yeah.
But he could be trolling and really training.
No, it look like he's in the gym now.
Yeah.
It look like he's in the gym. He look like he's trimming down. He look like he's in shape now.
Definitely looking in shape.
Yeah, he definitely like he's getting smaller. He's trimming down. I was looking at his pictures. I'm like, yeah, he like he's getting ready to fight. But what turned me off about Ryan was when I was watching him and Rolly, like ringside. It looked like Rolly froze him. Like after the second, third round, Rolly dropped him. It looked like he was very hesitant. And it looked like all he was looking for was that hook.
The former coach downplayed the drama, expressing respect for Garcia and framing the situation as professional, not personal. From the business and promotional perspective, this fight carries career-altering consequences. Industry figures point out that both fighters are still young, yet already at a crossroads. A win for Barrios would cement him as a legitimate force at welterweight. A loss, however, could stall his momentum. For Garcia, the risk feels even greater. Some analysts describe this as a must-win scenario, a chance to reclaim superstar momentum or risk drifting away from title contention. Promoter Tom Brown painted the fight as a guaranteed war. He highlighted Barrios' history in brutal contests against elite names, Manny Pacquiao, Gervonta Davis, noting that those experiences forged his toughness. Now training under a Hall of Fame coach, Barrios is expected to bring both refined strategy and his trademark aggression. That combination could test Garcia in ways he hasn't been tested before. Predictions from fellow fighters remain split. Some, like Conor Benn, question Garcia's consistency, labeling him unpredictable in a sport that demands reliability. Others believe Garcia's explosiveness gives him the edge. If the best version of him shows up, that uncertainty has become the central theme of the fight. Which Garcia will step into the ring? Technical analysts have also dissected Garcia's style. While praising his natural talent, critics argue he leans too heavily on his left hook. They believe a disciplined game plan designed to neutralize that punch could dismantle his offense. If Barrios can absorb early speed and extend the fight into deeper rounds, the advantage may shift toward his endurance and composure. Weight and physicality add another layer. Competing at welterweight places Garcia against naturally larger opponents. Barrios is seen as the bigger man, more accustomed to the division's physical demands. That size difference could influence clinches, inside exchanges, and late round stamina, key factors in championship fights. Despite the tactical debates, optimism remains high within Garcia's camp. Observers report a sharper focus in training, renewed discipline, and explosive sparring sessions. The sound of his punches in the gym has become symbolic, a warning of the speed and power he intends to deliver on fight night. As fight night draws closer, the psychological warfare between both camps continues to intensify. Every interview, every press conference stare down, and every public prediction adds another layer of pressure. Garcia has tried to project calm confidence, but beneath that composure is a fighter carrying expectation. From fans, promoters, and even from his own past hype. Barrios, in contrast, appears settled and grounded, leaning on experience rather than emotion. That contrast in mentality could become a decisive factor once adversity appears inside the ring. Another key element is pacing. Garcia is known for fast starts, explosive combinations, and early knockdown threats. If he can impose that tempo immediately, he could force Barrios into survival mode. But if Barrios withstands the early storm, the dynamic may shift dramatically. Championship rounds favor fighters who are comfortable in prolonged warfare, and Barrios has repeatedly proven he can fight hard deep into fights without fading. There is also the question of discipline versus instinct. Garcia's natural gifts often allow him to rely on reflex and speed, but elite welterweight competition punishes mistakes more severely. Barrios' pressure style is built to capitalize on lapses, a dropped guard, a mistimed hook, or a moment of overconfidence. If Garcia cannot balance aggression with ring IQ, he risks walking into the kind of exchanges that favor the champion. In the end, this matchup feels like a moment of truth rather than just a title defense. It will reveal whether Garcia's evolution is complete or still in progress. It will confirm whether Barrios' championship reign is temporary or the beginning of something lasting. When they meet in the center of the ring, all questions about power, heart, discipline, and destiny will finally collide, leaving only one man standing as the definitive winner. Ultimately, this fight represents two contrasting truths. Garcia embodies speed, youth, star power, and redemption. Barrios represents experience, durability, and proven championship resolve. One seeks validation, the other preservation. When the bell rings, narratives will disappear. Training camp stories, prediction panels, and promotional hype will give way to reality. Under the lights, only execution matters. Garcia will attempt to turn potential into legacy. Barrios will attempt to turn resistance into dominance. By the final bell, and whether it comes by decision or knockout, the division will have its answer. One fighter will rise with renewed authority, the other will be forced to rebuild. That is the unforgiving beauty of boxing, where every promise must eventually be proven with fists.